Across cultures, dragons are described not only as colossal reptiles, but as creatures that could breathe fire. This single detail sets them apart from all other animals in myth. A serpent or a giant lizard is frightening enough. But add flames, and the beast becomes supernatural. Yet nature is full of surprising adaptations. There are animals that spit acid, spray boiling chemicals, or generate electricity. So what if fire-breathing dragons were not pure fantasy? What if fire-breathing was once a lost biological adaptation? At first glance, the idea sounds impossible. Fire requires fuel, oxygen, and ignition. But biology is full of chemical reactions. Consider the bombardier beetle, a small insect with an extraordinary defense. It sprays boiling liquid mixed with chemicals from its abdomen, producing a tiny explosive pop. To a predator, it is like being sprayed with a miniature flame. If such chemistry can evolve in a beetle, why not in larger animals? Then there is the electric eel, capable of generating shocks powerful enough to stun prey and deter attackers. It uses specialized cells to store and release electrical charges, much like a biological battery. This proves that organisms can evolve ways to harness and control energy in extreme forms. Now, imagine a prehistoric reptile, large, scaled, and predatory, that evolved a system of chemical storage similar to the bombardier beetle. One chamber produces a flammable gas, another chamber holds an igniting catalyst. When expelled together, the reaction bursts into flame. It would not be magic, it would be biochemistry. To ancient humans witnessing such an event, the creature would be remembered forever as a fire-breathing dragon. The fossil record shows us that prehistoric reptiles experimented with strange adaptations. Spinosaurus evolved a sail-like structure on its back. Pterosaurs grew enormous crests on their skulls. Dinosaurs came in endless shapes, with horns, spikes, frills, and armor. Evolution does not lack creativity. It is entirely possible that some lineages experimented with chemical weaponry. The fact that we do not see it today does not mean it never existed. Many adaptations vanish when species go extinct. Legends strengthen the case. In European folklore, dragons spew fire from their mouths to destroy villages or fend off knights. In Chinese mythology, dragons breathe clouds and control storms. In Indian tales, serpent-like beings breathe poison and flame. Across continents, separated by oceans and time, humans imagined reptiles that could burn with their breath. Why this specific detail, unless it was inspired by something more than imagination? Skeptics argue that fire-breathing is symbolic, a metaphor for destruction and divine wrath. Yet myths often exaggerate real traits. A venomous spit could be remembered as fiery breath. The cobra, when it spreads its hood and hisses, appears terrifying enough to seem supernatural. A prehistoric creature with a chemical spray could, in memory and storytelling, transform into a dragon that breathes flame. Even today, people search for modern analogs. Some researchers speculate that methane-producing bacteria in the guts of large reptiles could generate flammable gases, if expelled forcefully, and somehow ignited by sparks from specialized teeth or mineral deposits. The result could be a jet of flame. It sounds extraordinary, but no more extraordinary than a beetle that sprays explosions or an eel that generates electricity. If fire-breathing dragons were real, even briefly in evolutionary history, they would explain humanity's obsession with them. Dragons are not fringe. Myths they appear everywhere, from Europe to Asia, from Africa to the Americas. Such universality suggests a shared root. Perhaps our ancestors did not only fear predators with claws and teeth. Perhaps they feared something far worse, a predator that carried fire in its lungs. The loss of such an adaptation would not be surprising. Fire is dangerous, even to the creature that wields it. If ecosystems shifted or prey changed, the cost of maintaining fire-breathing organs might have outweighed the benefits. Extinction erases evidence, leaving only fossils and chemical sacks. Being soft tissue would not survive in rock. The bones alone cannot tell the whole story. So what if fire-breathing dragons were a lost adaptation? Then dragons are not pure fantasy, but distorted memories of real creatures, preserved in myth long after the species vanished. It would mean evolution once walked a path so strange it brushed against the boundary between science and magic. And it would remind us that the world still holds secrets that the stories we tell might be the last. embers of a fire that once burned in the lungs of beasts, now gone.